How's it going, everybody? So originally I made this video a long time ago, but then interest rates changed and I realized that I needed to update the video, and so I didn't ever post that. So I wanted to talk to you today about T-Mobile Money. And if you haven't heard of it, T-Mobile Money is a checking account that you can set up with T-Mobile. If you're a T-Mobile customer, or even if you're not a T-Mobile customer, you can still use it. But the perks are that if you are a T-Mobile customer, then you can get 4% APY back on your savings or the money you have in that checking account. And if you're not a T-Mobile customer, you can get 2.5 APY, which is still pretty good, but there's a lot more places that are a lot better now. So I've been using T-Mobile Money for a while because I've been happy with the 4% APY that I've been getting back, especially the past couple of years. That's way higher than everywhere else. But now that interest rates are back up again, there's a lot of banks that are offering high yield savings again. And I have a couple videos that I've made talking about this, and I'll leave links to these videos so that you can see more about what I've talked about and why these high yield savings accounts are coming back. But I want to talk to you about T-Mobile Money and why I've kind of stopped using it. So probably about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, T-Mobile Money changed some things. It used to be that if you had a direct deposit set up of at least $200 per month or more, then you would automatically get this 4% APY activated. Well, they changed it so that now it's more of a checking style account, and you have to make 10 transactions and they have to go through and confirm before you get access to this 4% APY. And I don't like that because I don't want to have to spend my savings in order to get the yield that I want. And so doing some calculations too, you get 4% APY up to the first $3,000 that you deposit, and then anything above that, you get 2.5% APY. So if that's the case and you have $3,000 in your savings account, so you can get the 4% APY on your max amount, you would have to spend less than $10 per month in order to break even for the money that you're earning through that APY. And that has to be split split through at least 10 transactions. So you need to go out and spend less than $1 10 times in order to get the APY to activate. So what I've tried to do is I'll go out and I'll make a bunch of really small transactions right before the end of the month so that they'll close on the first of the month and my 4% APY will be activated. And you have to do this every month. But it's been getting really frustrating because I have to go out and I have to spend less than $1 in order to make it worth it. And that's only if you have $3,000 in there. If you have less, then you have to spend even less money in order to break even. So it's been pretty frustrating, and most of the time it's hard to find 10 transactions that I can do that are under $1 in order to get it activated. And if I really want to get the 4% APY activated as fast as possible, I have to do 10 transactions pretty quick, almost in the same day. And so it's a lot of work to try to get it up to that 4% APY, and I have to be really careful not to spend very much money so that I can break even. Now, if you're using this in tandem with your other checking accounts and you put a little bit extra money in that you would normally spend on your checking and on your items that you would normally buy, then it's not that much of a big deal. But for a savings, it's a lot of hassle just to try to get the same amount that you could get somewhere else. So that's one of the main reasons why I've kind of stopped using the T-Mobile Money. I mean, it was really good for a long time. The 4% APY was way better than everywhere else, especially in 2020, 2021, when the interest rates were really low. It was one of the best ones out there. But that change from direct deposit qualifying you for the 4% to having to make those 10 transactions really killed it for me. So I've been very frustrated. And recently I've been using my SoFi account instead, which is one that I originally opened up in 2018 or 2019 because they were offering 3% APY on your savings. And all you had to do was set up direct deposit. It didn't even have to be very big. You probably set up direct deposit of like $1 or something and still get access to that amount. Now, other people have been telling me, well, why don't you just use Robinhood Gold? You can get more you can get 4.15% APY and hold all your money in there as well. Well, the problem with that, in my opinion, is that Robinhood Gold, you have to pay $5 a month, a $5 service fee. So that adds up to $60 per year. So in order to get $60, or in order to break even on your amount, you would have to have at least $1,445.78 in your account to make the yield that pays your service fees, your monthly service fees, in order to break even. If you had that same amount of money or even less in your SoFi account, or even Credit Karma was another one that I was using, that is 3.5%, then it's free, and for less money you can earn back the same amount. So I don't really like having to pay for my earnings or pay for my interest, even though it's not very much. I mean, $5 a month in your Robinhood account, that doesn't feel like much, and you get access to other things for trading and investing and different things like that. So there's ways that you can justify it. But for me, if I just want to put my savings aside and not worry about it and let it earn interest while it's just sitting there, then I'd rather use something that's free and that I don't have to worry about. And I know there's some other really good ones out there too. There's some other banks and online accounts that are offering 4% or even more, and they're better than SoFi and Credit Karma. But these are ones that I've been using for a long time now, and I'm comfortable with them. I'm comfortable with the banking behind it. And so some of those other ones are still good, and I'm sure there's some of you out there that have some really good ones, and I'd like to hear those in the comments. Leave some of your favorite ones that you've been working with, or some of your favorite ones that you found. But that's the main reason why I'm not very happy with T-Mobile Money right now. If they change it back to the direct deposit, then I mean that'll be enough to get me to come back and start using it more, because I like that 4% APY, even though it's capped out at $3,000 and then it goes back down to 2.5. What I would do is I would probably put $3,000 in there, leave it in there, and then put the remaining amount in my SoFi account that gets 3.75. And so I'd still be getting the maximum amount out of T-Mobile Money, but I'd also be getting more amount on my additional money rather than having it all in T-Mobile Money. But so I just wanted to make an update on this video, talk to you about T-Mobile Money. Maybe you hadn't heard about it before. It can be beneficial for both T-Mobile users and non-T-Mobile users, but there's definitely other accounts right now that are better. But if interest rates go back down in the near future, or in a couple years, which they'll probably end up going back down eventually once everything kind of equalizes, then T-Mobile Money might be another one that's really beneficial, because they've had this 4% APY for a long time. So it's one to keep in mind and kind of keep an eye on. But right now, at the moment, I don't think it's really benefiting me as much as some of the other ones are. So I just wanted to kind of leave a review, explain my thoughts on it. It's been really good. I've been really happy with it, but there are some very frustrating things that have actually made me reconsider using the account. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.